Welcome to Fino Concept. Click the subscribe button and hit the bell icon so you don't miss out on any of our future videos.
Hey, what's up guys, this is Theo from Fino Concept. So today we are looking at our page screen. So let me go ahead and open up my browser here. So to access the pages or the page screen, we go to pages. So by default, WordPress already creates a sample page for you, just like comments and other things. So I'll click on this sample page. So this is our page screen. I would like to begin by talking about the information we have on the left, then I slightly move on to the right. So for the pages, obviously, first of all, we have the paragraph, the changer. We can change it to header 1, header 2, header 3. So basically, you highlight your text and you change it to the header 1 and everything will change, make them bigger. Basically, that's it. We have the bold, we have the italics, we have the bulleted list. If you are familiar with Microsoft Office, then you probably have a fair idea of how these work. But just for the sake of those who don't, I'll just talk about a few. So bold will bolden it up. This will make them italics. For the bulleted list, just as you guessed it, for the numbered list, the same thing, going to number them up. Okay, now for this, we have the left align, we have the center, the right align. This is for inserting links. So when we get to hyperlinks, I'll talk about using this. Okay, now by default, this is how the toolbar is set. So if I click on insert read more tag, this inserts this read more tag over here. Now basically you don't see it on your website, but it's just to make it much easier for you when you are editing your content. Okay, so when we click on this last icon here, this is to toggle toolbar. This will add an additional options to our toolbar. So if I highlight this, we have the strike through, which will cross it out. So I'll disable that. We have the horizontal line. So this will basically add a line between your text. So if I go ahead and preview this, you can see that we have a horizontal line over here and there. So I'll undo this. The next one would be changing the text. So if you highlight your text and you click on this little arrow here, you can select virtually any color you want. So currently it's set to red. If you have your own specific color, you just go to custom, then you type in the code here. So I have the code like 202020. That's more like dark black. The same way you can change it to any code at all, and virtually it's going to change to that. Now the next thing is to paste as text. So if you copy something from Word document and it is bolding, when you click paste as text, it's going to make it a paragraph without bolding it up. So for clear formatting, let's just say I highlight this and I make it bold and I make it italic. Now if I want to clear formatting, this is what we call the format of the text. So clear formatting will just make it send it back to the default. So that will be paragraph with no color. Now this is the special character. So if you have cent, you have euro, you have I don't know, an arrow pointing downwards, or the speed, the cloud, something you want to add to your site, you can get some few special characters from here. The next thing will be indenting. So if you have a text like this and you want to shift it a little bit to the right, you just use the increase indent, which will do that. The same way if you shift it to the left, that will be decreasing indent. This is how to do undo and redo your content. So basically that's it. Now if you are interested in knowing about these keyboard shortcuts like Shift Alt C, will center your content. So if you want to know more about them, Control B will bolding it up. So if you want to know more about the keyboard shortcuts, you click on this little question mark icon right here, and it's going to present you with a list of keyboard shortcuts that you can go through if you have the time for that. Now the next thing is to talk about text. So you notice that over here we have the visual and we have the text. So for the visual, everything is just like this. Everything you type in is just as what you see. But for the text is the HTML code behind the whole process going on here. So if I go to text, I can type in an HTML code. So let's just say I type in something like this: strong, this is a tutorial. So I'll close it up. Now basically this allows me to create a bolding text. So if I go back to visual, you can see that this text is bolding up. The same way, if I change this to EM, then I'll close it up. So this should italize it. So go back to visual and you see it is italicized. So basically that's it. We have the visual, we have the text for the HTML, the visual for seeing what you have created so far. Okay, now to our right we have a few options here. Here we'll preview changes, whatever changes we make. The status will talk about whether you want to publish this content on the website, you want to make it a draft, or you want to make it a pending review. You can go ahead and change that up. Now for visibility, you can make it password protected, public or private, as simple as that. And on the day that you published it, it's going to be registered here. So if you have an idea of changing it at any point in time, you can also change it here. So when you're done with your page and you want to publish it or update it, you just click on this blue icon here. It's going to vary depending on whether it's a new page or it is an old page and you are updating. Now if I want to go ahead and delete this page up, I'll just click on move to trash and it will delete it up. For page attributes, here is where you change the template. So mostly some themes come with 3 templates. So you can see we have the business template, we have the contact page template, and we have the page builder template. Now the default template is what you see when you open up websites. We have the content here and we have the widgets here on the other side. I'll talk about widgets when we get there. Now the site layout is just as simple as that. So right now it's set to default layout, and the default layout is right sidebar. So if I change it to left sidebar and I preview this, you notice that the sidebar is moved to the left and the content is moved to the right. The same way if I change it to no sidebar full width and preview it, so this will take the entire width of the website. The same way I can change it to no sidebar, content centered. So you have the content in the middle. There's no right sidebar, there's no left sidebar. That's as simple as that. Featured images are the images which come with the page or the post as and when you post them. I'll give a much more detailed explanation when we get to blog and the home page. So for now, that's it for our page, and I'll see you in the next video where we'll be creating a whole list of pages. Whoa, this is what I wanna do. Whoa, let's have some fun. Whoa.